Hey guys, it's Marshall Eippert here with my 2023 in the bag. Welcome here to Echo Valley, hole 6 at the beautiful Hoffman Reserve Park. So grateful for this place. And today I'm going to be showing you what I've been carrying around and using. Just recently won a Premier Tour down in Georgia and had an absolute blast doing it. This is what I threw while I was down there. So we'll start off with the putters. My putters of choice are the Imperial Eagle P-Line P2s. These are a little bit older. They're very similar to the P-Line Alpacas that you might find on Infinite Discs or at Hazy Shade. They are pretty beat in. They're very glidey, so I like that trusting them to push straight on putts, give them a little bit of height. They come down just perfectly. And I've really been working on my putting. These have been working really well, and I'm grateful to have them. Next disc in my bag is one of my absolute favorites, Tony Mo's Displeasure. This is the K-Line K1 BERG. This disc is absolutely point and shoot. It is wonderful for forehand approaches. This one's been in my bag, given me from John Loneman several years ago, so it's pretty beat in, and it'll hold those big turnover forehand approaches. I use it for almost all my approach shots and really enjoy throwing it. Next disc I have is a Watermelon XT Nova. This disc is also point and shoot. It is very straight. It is a great training disc. I remember Paul Macbeth used to say, when he was on Innova, he used to say everybody should have a Nova just because it really shows you form. And every little angle that you put it on, it'll hold to the ground. So you can work on your little anhyzers and your little hyzers as well. This disc has been a great addition to my bag. Next disc I have is a Classic Blend Deputy. This disc is very understable. I use it for those hyzer flip shots in the woods, as well as those big turning short shots as approach shots. It's been a great disc, and I would recommend it for all skill levels, especially beginners to intermediate players. Next disc I have in my bag is a Z Comet. This particular one has 5 aces on it in 3 years. I got it because I liked Michael Johansson. We were going to Charlotte and I wanted to try it. It's turned out to be a great disc. If you throw it dead flat, it will slowly drift to the right, and if I give it just a little bit of hyzer, it'll flip up completely straight. It's another disc I recommend for all skill levels and would highly recommend trying it out if you have not. It's great for big turnovers. It's great for a lot of shots. I also use it for long jump putts out to about 150 feet. Just with the glide that it has, it goes really straight. Next disc I have in my bag is a Eclipse Glow Reactor. This disc, I've tried a lot of the straight mid-ranges and the buzzes and the zones. This one I've really found to be really torque resistant. I like it for forehands and backhands. If you give it just a little bit of anhyzer, it'll push really straight and have a dependable finish at the end. And I use it for all my mid-range shots that I just need a dependably straight flight. It also glows really well and is great for glow rounds. Next disc I have in my bag is a Fusion Dimax Justice. This one's obviously important to me because of the picture on it, but it is also important to my approach game. I use it for a lot of forehands. I use it for a lot of backhand skip shots and shorter shots that I need like a little baby flex out of. So would highly recommend it, and you can get them on dynamic discs and put your picture on them. They print really nicely. Next discs I have in my bag are 2 Bendy Neutron Volts. This one being a little bit newer than this one. This one spent some time at the bottom of Idlewild's pond, so it is a little bit straighter. But I love this disc. It's very torque resistant, so you can throw it very, very hard. The gyro technology really allows it to spin a little bit slower, and it doesn't get quite as much turn when I compare that to some of the other discs that I have in my bag. So it flies a little bit like a T-Bird 3 or an Athena. This one's very straight. This one for slower arm speeds will be a little bit more like a Firebird, just more overstable, but very dependable. I love throwing them downhill because they just hold up very well, and I also like throwing them on tunnel shots. Next discs I have in my bag are 2 Star Sidewinders. Both of them have some dome to them. This one is a little bit newer. This guy's been seasoned a little bit. This one is great for little flip-up shots in the woods, throwing on just a little hyzer. I was using it down in Georgia all the time. This one, as well as this guy. This one is very good for those turnover shots because it's a little bit more stable. It's a little bit newer, so it'll get to flat and not cut roll on you at the end of a turnover, whereas this guy might cut roll a little bit. But these two are both very dependable. They go very far because they're understable to neutral 9 speeds, and they have a lot of glide. So very good shots, again, for all skill levels. This disc I have in my bag was once in Eric Oakley's bag, given to me by Logan Mitchell. It's been in for as long as I've been playing, about 5.5, 6 years. It's a Felon. It's a Z metallic Felon. It is extremely beat up, and I use this for little hyzer flip shots in the woods. I've used TL3s in the past as well, and this one's just special to me because I've had it for a long time. But if you're looking for a similar shot, like a hyzer flip disc and a neutral flying disc, I would check out some of the lighter weight Felons or a TL3. Next one I have in my bag is a Sexton Firebird. This one was given to me by Jared Black, my buddy from Athens, and this one is very seasoned. It's a 2017 version. These are my favorite ones to throw. They're very flat, and they're great for those forehand shots that need a little bit of movement to the right in the skip, but they're still like pretty straight, just because of the Sexton run, and this particular version is a little bit straighter. So I use it for all my approach shots, really out to about 300 feet. Just dependable fade, great disc. The next one I have is a DGA SP Hellfire. This disc is a little bit like a flat top Firebird. It's a lot more stable than my Sexton. I use it for skip shots. I use it for approach shots that are lean a little bit more knife and come in a little more vertical. I also will throw it up in the air like on backhand hyzers and watch it spike into the ground. So it's very overstable. I also think it's really cool looking. Next disc I have in my bag is a 175 beat-in Star Wraith. This disc is a hyzer flip machine. It will just go a long way. These Wraiths, especially if you get them with a little bit of dome, beat them up a little bit, you can really get them to go very far. When I was first starting out, this was one of the first distance drivers that I threw forehand and backhand, and I would really enjoy it. So if you're looking to sort of like get into the distance drivers, I would check out the Sidewinders, and I would also check out the Wraiths. The next 4 discs that I have in my bag are all destroyers of different stabilities. So this particular one, this is my 169 bottom stamp destroyer, and it's got a little bit of dome to it. It's been a little beat in. It's my furthest flying disc because it'll hold turnover and still have a dependable fade at the end. It's a great disc. This one was given to me by Christine Jennings a couple years ago. It's a little bit more stable than the white one, and you can get some really good forehand and backhand hyzer flex lines on it, little turnover flex lines. This one is a Calvin Heimberg destroyer from a couple years ago. I want to say the 2020 or 2021 run. It's a lot flatter. I like to use it for forehands. It pushes really straight and it fades pretty dependably, but the flatter destroyers I think feel really comfortable in the hand for forehands. And then this one is my old reliable. This is an F2 Halo destroyer given to me by Luke Campbell. This guy has a pretty good dome to it. It is very dependably overstable, but because of the dome and the Halo plastic, it really flies with a lot of glide for a very overstable disc. So I use it for dependable, reliable hyzers, anywhere from 330 to 400 feet. And you always need a wind fighter in your bag. This is my choice for it. It is a Halo Star Boss, Big Germ Tour Series, just came out, very overstable. Really only use this in heavy winds or if you have a shot that you need to flex and still skip to the right. I mean, it is very overstable disc. The bag that I use is a grip bag. It is an AX5, I believe. Got it a couple years ago with some winnings from Idlewild. I've got my Guardian Aliens tags on it. I've got my little Groot guys on it, little baby Yodas. And yeah, it's been a very good bag for me and would highly recommend checking them out. They are a little bit pricey, but they're an investment and they'll last forever. So thank you so much for checking out my In the Bag. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to a great 2023. Thanks for all the support.